All right, my dear friend, welcome back to the channel. This is Salon's Blog. It is a very beautiful evening here in Southeast Asia, Malaysia to be precise. It is in the evening. I guess you are doing great wherever you are around the globe, especially you in Europe, America, Canada. Yes, I'm excited to be back your way. Whatever the conditions are around you, I just want you to continue to trust God, believe in God, that all things will work together for your good. Like all things are beginning to get shape and work together for the good of Chelsea. Yes, all things are working together for our good. Things are beginning to get shape. Listen, dear friend, it seems to me that most of our players, they are beginning to rediscover themselves. And yet, one or two are still not yet finding their feet. One notable one that is able to discover himself in our last two games against Aston Villa and in last night's game is who? No other person but Enzo Fernandez. Few weeks ago, we all thought Enzo was losing his position. He was losing form. It was evidently clear that he wasn't happy. Something was going wrong with Enzo in the past few weeks or past months. But the game against Aston Villa and last night's game brought out the best out of Enzo. We could see it clearly that his partnership with Casado is beginning to be complemented. They are beginning to complement each other. Both, if you look at our game yesterday, both scored high grade, high marks. Apart from Conor Gallagher, that was ahead of them. The two, they scored higher marks than every other player on the pitch of play. And I believe because Conor even scored 2 goals, that is why. But if you look at them very clearly, you could see that Enzo is beginning to rediscover himself. And I'm happy. I'm happy that he came out to disband every rumor that is going around. Look, I have the statistics. Last night's game, I have all the details here I want to present to you. But before then, I want to quickly go to what Enzo has said regarding the rumors that have been going around about him. This is Enzo Fernandez. He said, I am happy here at Chelsea. We want to play next Champions League. We want to play next Champions League. Chelsea want to be in the next Champions League. That is the agenda right now. And I want that to be the agenda of the whole team and the fans. We want to be in the next Champions League. It does not matter either we get to the 5th position, 4th position on the league table, or we are able to qualify through what? The FA Cup. Yes, the EFL Cup that we are in the final can only take us to the Europa League. It can take us to the Europa League. But the FA Cup will take us to the Champions League. That is the rule with the EPL. The Premier League has a special rule. Because I think they have 5 teams. Is it either 5 or 6 teams that will qualify for the Champions League from the Premier League? Yes. They have more place in the Champions League than most other countries, most leagues around the world. And so they've given the last spot for Champions League qualification to the winner of the FA Cup. And they also gave the last spot of the Europa League to the winner of the EFL Cup. So any of these cups that Chelsea will win, Chelsea will qualify for Europe. That is how it is right now. And so Enzo is not wrong by saying he wants to be in next season's Champions League. And that is the target for the team right now, so to speak. Now, coming to the rumor about he leaving Chelsea, this is what he said. He said, I don't know where the leaving rumors came from. They have spoken on social networks. I came out to totally deny that story. It's fake, he told ESPN. He told ESPN. Yes. And he continued to ESPN Argentina. He said, I don't want to leave Chelsea. I don't want to leave Chelsea. I am very good here with my teammates and coaching staff. From the first day I arrived here, I don't know where those rumors came from. I come out to totally deny that. That is Enzo for you. And I'm happy to see him picking up form, my dear friend. I'm so happy. All right? Okay. Now, Pochettino made some tactical twists to our game yesterday. Why Chelsea was able to win the game was because of some tactical switches. And I want to show you 1 or 2 things that he did. Okay, first of all, I don't have enough time, so I will start now with the formation we started the game with and how we ended the game. In the first half, we all admit first half was very poor. It's not about possession. Yes, we possessed the ball, but we couldn't get a single ball on target. If you look at our XG, in the first half, Chelsea has 0 XG. Can you imagine? In our first half, we had 0 XG. Which I don't remember the last time Chelsea played a game and had 0 XG in the first half. I don't remember. But in this game, we had 0 XG in our first half. Chelsea created 0.00 XG in the first 45 minutes against Crystal Palace. Can you imagine that? Now, let's go back to the formation we use. What formation did Chelsea started the game with? That we had 0 XG in the first half. We started again with Peter Cech in the goalpost, right? Yes. We started with Peter Cech in Petrovic in the goalpost. We started with Petrovic in the goalpost. Malo Gusto at the right side of the defense. And then we have Ben Chilwell, who captained the team. Then we have Thiago Silva in place of Badiashile, who partnered Axel Disasi at the center of defense. Then we got Fernandes and Moise Caicedo, double pivot. In front of them, we have 3 attackers. Before Kopama as a false 9. 3 attackers. Nicolas Jackson on the left, Conor Gallagher at the center, then Madueke on the right. Kopama was the false 9. This is how we started the game. Then, this was a formation, but when we are moving forward, when we have the ball, you see both Malo Gusto and Ben Chilwell going to meet Enzo Fernandez and Moise Caicedo, trying to stifle the midfield. And in so doing, you now see Fernandez moving ahead to join Gallagher. You now see Fernandez moving ahead to join Gallagher. That is why he sometimes arrives in a position to shoot. So you could see clearly that our intention with Malo Gusto moving forward, Ben Chilwell moving forward, our intention was to stifle the midfield. But do you know what cost us the game? Let me show you what they did. They, knowing very well, we use this same formation against Aston Villa. They know very well. They started straight away with 4 in attack. They started straight away with 4. This is how they started. They had 4 Jordan Ayew, Hughes, Lemma, and Franca all heading 4 players in that front line. And they had 1 holding midfielder. And they have 4 defense. Mitchell, Richards, Anderson, and Munoz. So the holding midfielder, you could see they allow us the freedom at the midfield. They gave us the ball at the midfield. But once the ball got to their defense, their first target is to deliver the ball to either Ayew or Franca. And their main target, Mateta, is a very physical and strong player. He runs with the ball. He is very fast. So they were giving us problem because they had more men in front. Their aim, they want to take advantage of Chelsea's positioning. We position ourselves in the midfield. And so they gave us the midfield. Okay, you want to have the midfield, take it. Take the midfield, give us the attack. And it worked perfectly for them. The truth is that they don't have the squad. They don't have squad in depth. Roxon is a very smart old brain. Smart old brain he is. Smart old brain. So he gave Chelsea the midfield. Yes, take over the midfield. There's no problem. But when it comes to attack, let's carry them. Let's go with counter. So you could see all 4 of them running with the ball. And then they will now deliver the long one shot straight away to Mateta up front, and he gave Chelsea defense a hell of a time. Especially Lemma. Lemma was on Chelsea. now and then. Lema and then to Mateta, they were that was why Chelsea could not have any chance in the first half. Now, in the second half, Chelsea made some changes in the second half. Before I conclude, Chelsea made some changes in the second half. What was the changes? Chelsea brought on Nkunku. This is a tactical maneuvering by Pochettino against Palace. We brought on Nkunku for Madueke. And then Levi Cowell for injured Thiago Silva. Then our defense now took a different shape. The moment we brought on Levi Cowell for Thiago Silva, we had a different shape in defense. Then our attack also changed, because in that scenario, Kopama now dropped from false 9 to number 10, giving Conor Gallagher now space to fill the pack. Conor Gallagher now was playing as a free role. Because when Kopama dropped to number 10 position, Conor Gallagher now has a free role. He was everywhere on the field of play. He goes to defense, he goes to attack. He's not in a part. You could not really tell exactly what he's not given a free role to play on the pitch. So our positioning now changed. Our defense now was open, split open. That was when the game began. In fact, when we started the first half, you could see it clearly that the change worked in the first 5 minutes. Then when we equalized, we tried to stifle the midfield again, which didn't help. But the last 5 minutes of the game, we unleashed Palmer's creativity. Palmer became more creative in that last 5 minutes. Palmer's influence in that last 5 minutes is what created a chance. The game became more open again in the last 5 minutes and handed us if you watch what Conor Gallagher did, the role he played, because of the freedom he had to play, that is why he was able to score the goal. And listen, for Conor Gallagher to score 2 goals yesterday, it was out of the tactical maneuvering of Pochettino. He now scored twice in 2 consecutive games. In fact, thrice in 2 consecutive games. Yes, in the last game against Aston Villa. Likewise, Enzo Fernandez. So you could see very clearly our midfielders are now the one delivering the goals. Goals that we were struggling for. We possess the ball. We create the chances. We cannot score goals, right? But then, in yesterday's game, the first half, we have 0 XG. But we came back second half, and our midfielder who scored a goal in the match against Aston Villa, the same players scored against yesterday. That should send you a strong signal. This squad is very, very, the talent we have in our disposal. If we can get the tactics well, if we can get our formations well, we can get goals from any angle. We can get goals from any player on the pitch of play. Let me leave you here. I'll be back with more. Watch out for more exclusives. This is just a beginning. I will try to break down this game very well for you to understand it. And because we have a tougher match coming up on Saturday against Manchester City. If not how we won yesterday's game, trust me, I wouldn't have given myself any chance of watching that match against Manchester City. But now that we won this game, no matter how, it's a confidence booster. No matter how, this will go a long way to boost our confidence going to the match against Manchester City. Dear friend, I shall be back in the next hours with more exclusives. See you when you see me. Shalom and peace.